Have you ever wondered what it takes to rise from absolute failure to becoming one of the most unstoppable forces in Hollywood? This is the story of Dwayne Johnson, a man who turned rejection into power, pain into fuel, and discipline into superstardom. Before the fame, before the blockbuster movies, Dwayne Johnson's life was anything but easy. Growing up, his family struggled with money, and at times, they didn't even know where the next meal would come from. He dreamed of becoming a professional football player. For years, he trained his body and mind, chasing the hope of making it to the big leagues. But life had a different plan. He faced brutal injuries and rejection, and just when he thought he had it all figured out, his football career collapsed. At 23 years old, Dwayne had just $7 in his pocket. $7, that's all. Most people would have broken under that weight, but not him. He decided this was not the end of his story. That moment of despair became the turning point of his life. Instead of running from failure, he embraced it. He began to rebuild himself, brick by brick, day by day. He realized that the only way forward was through discipline and relentless hard work. He used every ounce of pain as motivation. This is a man who would wake up before the sun, train like his life depended on it, and never let excuses control his destiny. When he stepped into Hollywood, doors didn't magically open for him. Casting directors told him he was too big, too muscular, too different to fit the image of a movie star. They laughed at the idea of him leading films. But what they didn't know was that rejection was his fuel. He studied acting, improved his craft, and outworked everyone in the room. Slowly, the roles started to come in. First small appearances, then supporting roles, until finally the big break came. He landed lead parts in major films, and audiences couldn't get enough of his charisma, his energy, and his larger-than-life presence. From The Scorpion King to Fast and Furious, from San Andreas to Jumanji, Dwayne Johnson transformed into one of the most bankable actors in the world. But here's the real secret. It wasn't just talent. It was his mindset. He believed in discipline over motivation. He built a routine so powerful that success became the only option. He often said, "Be humble, be hungry, and always be the hardest worker in the room." Think about that. Being humble means never forgetting your roots. Being hungry means never getting comfortable, no matter how successful you become. And being the hardest worker in the room means you are always setting the standard, not waiting for someone else to do it. This attitude is what made him unstoppable. He wasn't just acting in movies, he was redefining what a global superstar could be. His work ethic turned him into the highest-paid actor in Hollywood. But more importantly, he became a symbol of perseverance for millions of people around the world. And now, even after conquering so much, Dwayne Johnson continues to push himself. For his latest film, The Smashing Machine, he underwent one of the most extreme transformations of his career. He dropped weight, reshaped his body, and dedicated himself completely to the role. Critics are already saying this might be his most powerful performance yet, one that could finally earn him an Academy Award. Imagine that. The same man who once had just $7 in his pocket, now standing on the edge of possibly holding an Oscar. That's not luck. That's proof of what happens when you refuse to quit. So, what can we learn from Dwayne Johnson's journey? That failure isn't final. That rejection can be your greatest teacher. That discipline beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. The story of Dwayne Johnson isn't just about Hollywood success. It's about resilience. It's about refusing to be defined by your past. It's about proving to yourself that no matter how many times you fall, you can always rise stronger. Every time you think about giving up, remember this. Once upon a time, the most electrifying star in Hollywood had nothing but $7. And today, he is living proof that with hunger, humility, and relentless hard work, you can build an empire. So, when life knocks you down, when people tell you you're not enough, when the doors keep closing, think of Dwayne Johnson. Let his story remind you that your struggle can become your strength. Because if he can rise from nothing to everything, so can you. This is more than just a career story. This is a blueprint for anyone who dares to dream big, who dares to fight for a better tomorrow. And as we wait for the smashing machine to hit theaters, one thing is already clear. Dwayne Johnson is not just playing a fighter on screen. He has been a fighter his entire life, and that's why he will always remain unstoppable.